Whoops, daisies. Okay, that looks better, doesn't it? Maybe if we just... It's weird, the angle of this camera, but anyhow. Um, today we will be reviewing Madagascar Escape to Africa. This is obviously the second one in the trilogy, and I will watch the third one eventually when I get to it. It's just, I kind of needed to change up because two Madagascar movies back to back within 24 hours was enough Madagascar for me anyway. I just need a change in film. I wasn't really feeling like watching all three back to back to back, so whenever that review comes, you guys probably won't see this one for a while because I don't know what order I'm going to do or put out my videos, because I can only put out so many at a time, so it makes it a little harder for me to do, because I really have to decide what videos I want to show you guys first. So who knows, maybe this will even be the first two that I put out, I don't know. But probably not, because I think I'm going to go back and do some of the first reviews I did, because I've kind of left those by the wayside for some reason and not put them out yet, so I think I'm going to do that instead. But anyhow, this movie is them leaving Madagascar. Obviously, King Julian comes with them. He didn't have to, but he wanted to travel to new land, I guess because he wanted to escape from where he was and take over in a new spot. He wanted to be king of a new land, so that's what he went to do. Oh my god, I think this movie, out of all three Madagascar movies, is definitely my favorite. I know the humor is still the same, and one thing I did realize is that the first movie was rated G, but this movie had a rating of PG, so within 3 years the rating had gone up 1, because G is general audience, that means everybody, and P is parental guidance, in case you didn't know the difference between ratings. And then PG-13 is parental guidance up to the age of 13. It's so weird. And then 14A is 14 and above. And then is there a rating between 18? Is there an 18 plus rating now and then R? I can't remember. There's so many ratings now anyway. I believe it's just 14A is 14 and above, and then rated R is obviously, I think it's like 20 and above or something. But anyhow, enough about ratings now that I've thrown that into the beginning of this video. So this is their escape from Madagascar. Obviously they want to get back to New York, but clearly the penguins aren't the best technicians, I guess you could say. They build this plane that eventually it just goes down and crashes into Africa. And before we touch on that part of the story, at the beginning of the movie it shows Alex as a baby. His name is Alake. He gets captured by poachers because they believe he is going to be worth money. He falls off the truck and then gets swept through the ocean to New York. Now obviously the odds of this are very slim, but because it's a movie, anything can happen, right? So then it shows him grow up, then it shows him back in Madagascar, and then it shows him leaving Madagascar, obviously getting to Africa, and then he finds his father and his mother, and he realizes that that's where he's meant to be. So he does this test called the Rite of Passage. He thinks it's going to be some sort of like easy run-of-the-mill talent show type thing where he just does his dance moves and his talent show that he used to do back in New York for the people, and he thinks that the crowd will love it there. Then he realizes it's a fight, and he takes on the biggest lion thanks to the help. Well, I can't really say thanks to the help, but Makunga? What was the other lion's name? Sorry, let me just search that up. Do. There we go. Yeah, Makunga, I was right. Makunga tells him to fight this lion named, I believe it was Teensy, one of those two. I might be wrong on the pronunciation. Believe one of those was right though, so don't quote me on that. But I believe it was Teensy or Teetsy. Anyhow, not teeny at all. He is the biggest lion in the pride, and he ends up beating Alex, and then Alex has to be banished, but his father follows him, and his father kind of tells him that if he was a real lion, none of this would have happened. But then later on in the movie, when they go off the reserve to get the water back to the watering hole, his dad realizes that obviously his son does have talents, and he's the king of New York for a reason. Maybe not the reason he thought, but he still is technically the king of New York, at least in the zoo. So he does end up saving his father, and they do end up breaking the dam and bringing the water back to the rest of the animals. Even after King Julian still thinks that it was him that did all of this by sacrificing another animal to the water gods by throwing them into the lava. Oh my god, man. This guy is absolutely hilarious. Just his own interaction with, he just interacts with himself so well. Just his comedic value to the film is just, it just works so well. And in this one, obviously, he's taking over Africa now, so he says that if he offers a sacrifice to the water gods, they will give him the water so he can give it back to the other animals. And they say, does it work? And he goes, no. And then he goes, yes. And then he asks his pal Maurice, who goes with him, does it work? And he says, well, it's 50-50, and all the animals go along with it anyway. So when they're going to the volcano, he says, all right, let's go before we get back to our senses. And the other character, Mort, who is the small, I believe they are lemurs, is a small lemur. He ends up getting onto the plane somehow, even though he's on the outside, and then he gets swept off when they're in the air because Alex thinks he sees him, and he actually did. So Mort ends up washing ashore in Africa, and then he's followed by this shark the entire way there, inland all the way to the volcano till he finds Julian, and the shark falls into the fire. So Maurice says to him, I wonder if the water gods like seafood. So they go back outside, and then obviously Alex and the penguins and their crew have done all the work, but King Julian goes, look, I did it. So he definitely tries to take credit for all the stuff that everybody else does, even though he had really no hand to play in it at all. He was off doing his own thing, trying to make his own rules. So yeah, but his comedic value definitely adds to the film. And King Julian is voiced by Sacha Baron Cohen. So I know people have definitely seen a lot of his films, including Bruno and Borat, and there was a second film that just came out recently for the Borat movie series, but I heard it wasn't as good as the first one. So I guess, I mean, it's been so long since I've seen any of those movies, so I might have to go back and watch them again, just to see, and then obviously watch the second one in the series. And there is a movie that I'm going to do a review of later of his called The Dictator that I've seen once before, but I can't remember really how it goes. So yeah, I have to watch that again. Anyhow, I think I've covered everything that I can. 10 out of 10 on this movie again. And even for the animation, because I don't think I touched on that in the first one. This animation, surprisingly, still looks good by today's standards. And I mean, this movie's from 2008, so that really says something. And even the animation in the first one, I don't know whether it's just this animation style that works throughout the years. I mean, obviously the animation would be, probably you would notice quite a bit of difference if they made another Madagascar movie today. But yeah, as far as animation goes, I would say this one stands the test of time, because a lot of them just, it seems like you can really tell that they're animated, and sometimes even movies today look worse than some movies did 15 years ago. So I don't know whether we've gone downhill or just there's so many new companies that are testing things out. But yeah, this one will definitely be good. And I know they've probably revitalized it a little bit and maybe gone back in and done touch-ups, but yeah, I don't know. I'd have to find like an original. I don't know if they might even have this on VHS, that used to be a thing even when I was a kid. So yeah, I'd have to look for like an original DVD copy or something just to see if there was any difference between this and the Netflix version, but I don't think there would be too much. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. 10 out of 10. So please like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below your thoughts on this film if you've seen it. If not, go watch the whole movie series. It's absolutely hilarious. Anybody can get a kick out of these jokes, even the adults, like me, like I said in the first review, because obviously you're going to catch things that the younger ones won't. So everybody can enjoy this film, and you can even watch it by yourself and still get a kick out of it. So there you go. That's all I have to say, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye for now.